So one more time, if you came back a little bit late and you missed correcting of last night's homework, it is in Otis for you under Math Unit 1. So you can find it there to go ahead and correct. Right now, we are moving into our student activity book. We are on lesson 1-6, which is adding and subtracting mixed numbers. Now, these are the easy ones because they have that common denominator, right? That's something we always need to check and make sure before we do our adding and subtracting is that the denominators are the same. Because if they're unlike fractions, meaning their denominators are different, then we have some more things we need to do. And don't you worry, we're going to get to that pretty soon. But right now, we're just doing it with like denominators. So if the denominators are the same, for the most part, they're pretty simple, right? Does somebody think they know how to solve these and want to talk me through number one? Hazel, I saw your hand.
So first you would add the numerators,
Okay.
plus 1, and equals 2/9.
Okay, so now we write, we don't need to do
So if I add my numerators, that makes 6.
2/9.
Oh, add my numerators, gotcha. Yes.
We don't have too much space.
1 plus 1 is 2. Keep my denominator.
And then you would add the whole numbers, 4 plus 2,
Let's try to get a little smaller. Because we won't go.
Do a
which
6, yeah.
equals 6.
Awesome. Yeah, so you want to add your fractions first and then your whole numbers. So number 2, anybody want to talk me through number 2?
So you add the numerators first,
Okay.
which is 5, and then you add the whole numbers first, which is 7.
Keep my old denominator, yep, and then add my whole numbers, which is
7.
7. Right? Are we shaking the cobwebs? Do you remember how to do this from last year? Hopefully.
Yeah.
1 6 plus 4 6 is what?
5, 6.
5 6. 3 plus 1 is
4.
4. Simple Simon. 1 plus 1 is
2.
2. Keep my old denominator. 4 plus 6 is
10.
You got it. Now, how about this next one? If I add 3/4 plus 1/4, what do I get?
4 fourths.
4/4.
So you just have a regular whole number.
Hang on. And 2 plus 2 is 4. Can I have an answer that looks like 4 and 4/4?
No.
No, I cannot. What would I change that to and why? Somebody tell me.
5,
You-
because
Go ahead, Jack.
equals 1 whole.
I would 4/4. This part right here is the same as 1 whole. You're right. So now I have 4 and 1, and when I put those together, I get to 5. So my answer would be 5. Try again on number 6. 2 sevenths and 5 sevenths is what?
7 sevenths.
7 sevenths. 3 and 2 is 5. Can I have an answer that's 5 and 7 sevenths?
No.
No. What is my answer going to be?
6.
Six.
Well, yeah, 6.
Yeah, because 7 sevenths equals 1 whole. You're right. How about number 7? Now we're getting a little trickier. What's 3/5 plus 4/5?
2/5. Well, 1 and 2/5.
What's 3/5 plus 4/5? Tell me as a fraction.
1 and 2/5. I
That's
mean,
a mixed number. Tell me as a fraction.
7/5.
There you go, 7/5. And 1 plus 2 is 3. Now that mixed number looks all crazy, right? That is a crazy looking fraction, mixed number. We can't have one that looks like that. We need to change that 7/5. What does 7/5 equal as a mixed number? We did this part yesterday.
1 2
1 and 2/5.
1 and 2/5. Good. We changed our 7/5. Now can I add my 3 and my 1 and 2/5 together?
Yes.
Yes.
What does that equal?
4
4 and 2/5.
4 and 2/5. Good. Go ahead and do 8 and 9. Avery, I see you have a question. What can I do for you?
Can I go to room 16?
If it's time for you to go, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm going to kind of talk my way through 8 and 9 while you guys are working on them too. So 6 sevenths and 5 sevenths is 11 sevenths. 40 and 22 is 62. I can't have that, so I have to change my 11 sevenths. That's going to be 1 and 4 sevenths, which is going to give me 63 and 4 sevenths for my final answer. And then 6 and 8 ninths plus 4 and 7 ninths. Well, 8 ninths and 7 ninths is 15 ninths. 6 and 4 is 10. 10 and 15 ninths. No siree, that doesn't work. So I have to change my 15 ninths. I'm going to change it to 1 and 6 ninths, right? This is what we did yesterday, that mixed numbers to fractions greater than 1 and fractions greater than 1 to mix numbers back and forth. So now I end up with 11 and 6 ninths. Hopefully nobody's gone on to the subtraction ones first. I should have you hold your books up to the screen to make sure you're staying with me and not working ahead. Dun, dun, dun. All right, questions on 1 through 9. All right, let's move on along then and take a look at number 10. Number 10, we get into subtracting. So again, common denominators makes it super simple. I'm going to deal with my fractions first. 2/3 minus 1/3 is what?
1/3.
1/3, right? If I have 2/3, I take away 1/3. 2 minus 1 gives me 1/3. 3 minus 1 is
2.
2.
2.
2.
That's the super simple one. Number 11 is a little more challenging because on number 11, we're going to have to borrow. Okay? We're going to have to borrow. Now, when I'm borrowing, I don't like them when they're written horizontally. To me, it's a lot easier when they're written vertically, when they're stacked one on top of the other. So I'm going to rewrite this. 5 and 1/6 minus 3 and 5/6. Can I take 5 away from 1?
No.
No.
No, I can't. So that's why I'm going to have to borrow. I'm going to borrow from my 5, and I'm going to borrow 1 whole. My 5 is going to become a 4. That 1 whole that I'm borrowing, I need to add it to the 1/6. So how can I write that 1 whole so I can easily add it to my 1/6?
7/6.
7/6.
I'm going to, hang on, some of you guys are getting ahead of me. 1 whole is not the same as 7/6, right? 1 whole is the same as 6/6. So that 1 that I borrowed, I'm writing it as 6/6. So now I have 7/6 because I had 1/6 before. I added it to my whole, and that got me to 7/6. Now can I subtract? Can I do 5 take away 7?
Yes.
I'm sorry, can I do
Yes.
7 take away 5?
Yes.
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 Take away 5 is 2.
1 and 2 6.
4 take away 3 is 1. 1 and 2 6 is my answer. Okay. I know that this is a review from last year, but this was probably one of the more difficult concepts last year. So let's keep going. Ooh, number 12. I like number 12. How about 3/4 times 3/4? What's that give me?
0/4.
0/4.
Do I even need to write 0/4?
No.
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 No, I don't. I can just forget about those fractions. And then 2 minus 1 is?
1.
1.
You write 1.
So my answer to that one is just a 1. Oh, number 13. That's another one. I'm going to stack them. 4 minus 2 and 3/8. Now, I know that there's no fraction next to the 4, but does that mean I can take 3/8 away from nothing?
No.
No.
No, I can't. I can't take 3/8 away from nothing. I need to create a fraction to add there. So again, I have to borrow. I'm going to cross out my 4, and I'm going to borrow 1 whole again. So my 4 is going to become a 3 because I'm borrowing 1. How do I want to write that one whole, though, so I can easily subtract it?
8/8.
8/8. Because I have 8s here with 3/8. So if I want to have this be an easy subtraction problem where I don't have to find an equivalent fraction, I'm going to write it as 8/8. Now, can I take 3 away from 8?
Yes.
5/8.
Yeah. So I have 5/8. 3 take away 2 is 1. 1 and 5/8. You guys go ahead and do 14 and 15 on your own. I'm going to give you a second to get started, and then I'll start talking through them. If you have questions, now's a good time for questions also. All right, so this one I don't feel like I need to stack because I know I'm not going to have to borrow. Because I know 7 take away 5 is 2, so I'm going to have 2 ninths because I keep my old denominator. 15 take away 10 is 5, so 5 and 2 ninths. This one I am going to stack because I can see that I have to borrow. 12 and 2 fifths minus 8 and 4 fifths. I can't take 4 away from 2. So I'm going to borrow from my 12, and it's going to become an 11. I'm borrowing 1 whole, and I want to write 1 whole as 5 fifths. Because I can easily add that 5 fifths to my 2 fifths to give me 7 fifths. Now I can do 7 take away 4 is 3, keep my old denominator. 11 take away 8 is 3. 3 and 3 fifths is my final answer. In the chat, do me a favor, like, we'll do a scale of like 1 to 5. 5 being, yes, I got this. 1 being, are you speaking English? Okay. How are we doing right now? Go ahead and just give me a number. 5 is yes, super simple. 1 is, I have no idea what we're doing. 6s, I see 10s. Maybe we should talk about scales of 1 to 5 and what that means. Ooh, I like the decimal point in there. That's a good one. All right. I'm not getting comments from everybody, but I'm getting comments from most of you. All right. So let's, and most of you look like you're getting it pretty well. So let's move on to number 16. 16, we're writing, ooh, super important to read directions because it says write an equation. 5th graders, you never write your equations when it says write an equation. And guess what happens? You lose points, okay? Make sure you read the directions because write an equation, then solve. A bag contains 6 2/3 cup of flour. Scott used 2 1/3 cups to make some bread. How much flour was left in the bag? Oh, so this tells me it's going to be a subtraction problem. I start with 6 2/3. I use, so I'm taking away 2 1/3, and I want to know how much flour is left. There's my equation. Now I need to solve that. 6 2/3 minus 2 1/3. 2/3 minus 1/3 is 1/3. 6 minus 2 is 4. So I have 4 1/3 cup left. You guys try and do 17 on your own. When I addition 4 1/4 plus 1 3/4, and that's going to equal hours. We're doing time. So now if I add these, I have 4 1/4 plus 1 3/4. Well, 1/4 plus 3/4 is 4/4, which I know is 1 whole. So I'm going to cross it out and just put my 1 whole up there. 4 plus 1 is 6. 6 hours is how long they worked in all. My screen freeze, or are you guys good? I wrote 6 hours on there. Did you see?
I'm
But
we
My iPad turned off. Hang on, let me turn it back on.
froze.
There we go. 6 hours. All right. Let's take a look at the other side. Couple more real world problems. Yeah, let's go ahead and do 18 and 19. Do them on your own. Oh, this is addition. 56 and 7/8 plus 3/8 because she's getting taller. 3/8 inches. We'll put an I there. And then add these together. 7 and 3, 10/8. I know 10/8 is the same as 1 and 2/8, so I can do that. So she is 57 and 2/8 inches. Meryl from Poem 18 measured her younger brother on January 1st of this year and found that he was 40 and 6 inches tall. On January 1st last year, he was 37 and 5/16. How much did he grow? So this is going to be fraction. 40 and 3/16 minus 37 and 15/16. We'll put a G for grow. So 40 and 3/16 minus 37 and 15/16. Oh, I can't take 15 away from 3, so I have to borrow. My 40 is going to become a 39. I'm going to borrow 1 whole, and I'm going to write that 1 whole as 16 over 16. So now I have 19/16. 19 take away 15 is 4. 39 take away 37 gives me 2. He has grown 2 and 4/16 inches. How'd I do? Did I do them correctly? Because I don't always do them correctly.
Yes.
Sweet. Questions on 18 and 19? All right. Thanks, Nikita. Let's just take a look at Puzzle Penguin. You don't need to write anything down. Let's talk about it. Problem on his math homework. Teacher says my answer is not correct. What did I do wrong? Does somebody want to share what Puzzle Penguin did wrong?
He didn't have to take away he didn't have to regroup.
But he did, because you can't do 2/5 minus 4/5. So
Oh.
he did it tomorrow.
Oh.
But what did he do wrong when he was borrowing? Corey, go ahead. I see your hand is up. You there, Corey?
Wait, I didn't raise my hand. A bunch of buttons, just, I have no idea actually. Just something happened.
Okay, Morgan, go ahead.
For Puzzle Penguin, he didn't make the 5 when he regrouped into a 4. He kept the whole number.
Yes,
Instead of
exactly.
making it a
He
4.
borrowed, but who knows where he borrowed from, because he didn't change his 5 to a 4, right? That should be 4 and 7/5. So he just forgot to mark down where he had borrowed. Okay, awesome. I want to go back real quick and take a look at problem 14 over here. Let's see, problem 14. I got 2. So 7 take away 5 is 2, right? So that's my 2 nights. And then 15 take away 10 is 5.
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking. Okay, so math. That's our math today. You're good. Don't need to apologize. Let's go ahead and move into our planners. Hang on just a second. Pushing something. All right. Do not